One of my favorite things to do from so many different reasons is cooking over fire. The smoke that comes off of a fire is a flavor you just cannot replicate. There's nothing better than being outside, hunting, fishing, and of course my personal favorite, that'll teach you, cooking and feasting with family and friends.
Et voila.
Nailed it! This is all about cooking wild game, and we're not wasting anything. So good. I'm Elias Cairo, and this is The Game Show. Today on The Game Show, we'll be cooking deer steaks on open fire. All you need is a sharp knife, a hot fire, and a beautiful deer backstrap. Let's show you exactly where the backstrap comes from. To help us out on that, we got my friend Bucky. Obviously, the most sought after and most talked about cut on a deer is the backstrap. That's the most tender meat and always cut into steaks, and that's the one that comes off of the back of it. But if you look at Bucky, there's so much more of this animal that you need to utilize if you're gonna hunt and take an animal's life. That's a big part of what hunters do and cherish, is really learn all of the ways to cook and enjoy every part of this animal. It's so unbelievably important. Everything from the neck can be cooked into very slow roast. The forequarters, this is really, really good stew meat, sausage meat. The shanks you can braise into ossobuco. The belly meat also turns into amazing grind for hamburger. You can turn it also into stew meat. All of this animal can be turned into something that is just so unbelievable. And every one of them, if handled properly, are just as delicious as the most sought after steaks. But today, we're here to talk about cooking backstraps, one of the most enjoyable things on the entire deer. I often say you're kind of cheating when you're cooking over fire because it instantly makes the most amazing ambience. People love to hang out around it. And for overall, as a flavor, the smoke that comes off of a fire is a flavor you just cannot replicate. Today, we're gonna do two different types of steaks. We're gonna grill one whole roast of the backstrap, and then we're gonna do what we refer to as 3-minute steaks. That's when you cook the steak fast in a pan. For the steak, we're gonna use cast irons. I really like to have my cast irons in there, scorching hot. So this is like kind of the picture perfect piece of backstrap right here. You have the bottom side. This came off of the bottom of the spine, and then here where's the spine, and this is the top. This is what we refer to as silver skin. This is tendon and connective tissue. This is really, really chewy. So we have to remove all of this. So the best way to do this is I poke my knife through the edge, make myself a little handle, and then pull my knife blade up towards it and slide straight back like this way. Wasting any of this meat is a crying shame. This, if you are or when you should use it, put it into a stock pot, put it into your demi-glace to make your pan sauces. That's where that goes. A steak is most tender across the grain. You can see on the side of this, the grains run this way on it, but there's two different types of steaks you can make off of it. There's a big roast that you'll crisp up as a whole piece, and then you'll slice it once it's done. We'll do that over the grill. So I'll go ahead and take a big, nice chunk of steak there, and that's it right there. And then for the 3-minute steaks, I like to go about 1.5 inches, maybe a little bit more, kind of like that, and I'm gonna cut those just like that. Great. Go ahead and give those a nice press down. And those are beautiful. Personally, the backstrap is one of the cuts that I don't like any other flavor on it except salt and pepper. I'm a peppery guy. Today we're gonna be making steak frites, which is, you know, steak and potatoes, one of my favorite things. We got fully boiled, maybe just a slight underboiled fingerling potatoes. We have mushrooms to do our pan sauce, a little bit of shallot, some herbs. We have duck fat, which I think you guys know right now I love more than anything, and we're ready to go. Go ahead and strip your rosemary, give it a quick little rough chop. Take your duck fat, and we're gonna use lots of duck fat. We're gonna see right now how hot that pan really is. Nice and hot. If I'm seeing it that hot, it's cool to pull it out, have a place to rest it, start going. We'll throw our rosemary in there. It's gonna release all those flavors, and we're gonna drop all your potatoes. So you got that amazing duck fat, slowly cooking. That sizzle right there, just kind of frying away. That thing might not ever have to even make it back into the fire. We might just be good to go right there. They have been salted a little in the salting water, but I'm gonna give them a little more on top. Yeah, that's about right. We're gonna go ahead and get our loin going. A little bit of fat to get it going. So I'm gonna give it that a nice little rub of the duck fat. Drop it right on there. You hearing that? That's what I'm talking about. It can be really close. Sometimes if I don't have a grill, I'll go directly onto the embers quite often. But that's looking pretty close to good. You can see that thing is almost touching it right on the grill. That's gonna take a minute, just slowly moving while we're doing it. We're not gonna wanna burn the French fries. So let's take a look to see how quick they're going. Looking pretty good. Look at that. They're starting to shrink up, so we might be able to get a few more in there because you know everybody's gonna want some. Let's get pan steaks going. This one again, we're gonna drop in a little bit of duck fat. Starting to move. Let's get it flat for a second and drop our 3-minute steaks. It's looking pretty good. Let's get that bad boy back on the fire as quick as possible. See, this is why cooking on fire is always fun. Like when you get a chance to do that, stack it, get your fire rolling. There's definitely a challenge level when you're cooking with this that I always say it's like one of those things that you just kind of can't teach. The best way to do it is to get out there and just try it. Like you're gonna have a fun time, start your fire, fail, not have them hot enough, and then you're slowly but surely you're gonna learn, hey, I needed way more wood. I needed more duck fat. I cooked those too long. Oh, look at that. Crunchy on the outside. Say that's getting pretty good. This is a good idea why you'd want to try for flat or rotate your pan. This is the steak that's been in the flat. That thing is perfect. The ones that weren't, see, like that one was out. It's gonna play, but it's not perfect. See if we can't crisp it up a little more. Put our potatoes in there a little more. Get those things crisping back up. Let's get our shallots going for our pan sauce. I got all of these wonderful mushrooms from the market. They're all foraged. Put those in there. I love sweet wines in finishing this sauce, marsalas, ports, so on and so forth. Pan sauce, and I use quite a bit. That's gonna finish those mushrooms right here. We're gonna give them a nice pinch of salt. Smells amazing. Butter into your sauce. Hold that off to the side. Oh, that's gorgeous. Once the butter's starting to melt, let's go ahead and throw our herbs in there. So you got all that meat gravy, all those mushrooms, just kind of melting in that butter. So for this, for the petite steaks I like to serve, I'll just put them on the plate. Nice warm plate for everyone. Kind of spread them all out. Go right there. I'll drop a little butter, chunk and mushroom on each one of those little steaks. Not gonna lie to you, it's looking pretty good. Underneath there, you're gonna have some beautiful little 3-minute one-pan steaks, potatoes. So this just kind of go right over there. Golden side up, so hopefully they stay crispy. That's it. Let's see how we did. So again, we cut, the grains were this way, so we're gonna cut against the grains. How did I do? There, oh, I mean, Mom, proud of your son. Oh, it smells so good, I can't wait. And this is the ideal dinner. Deer and venison steaks are the ultimate protein for me. You know, sometimes when I'm eating a lot of beef or pork chops, it's so fatty, it's so rich that I feel bogged down after. The beauty of this amazing meat, been out there exercising, moving around, it's so lean and it's so full of nutrition. You know, my wife Jess and I always have this conversation. As soon as you eat this, you feel better. You feel protein, happy, endlessly delicious. This is one of my favorite things to cook and one of my favorite ways to cook. I hope you learned something. Thanks for joining me on the game show.